very good morning to you. Time for the Community Profile here on WCSL, WLON, WOHS, and on KTCBroadcasting.com. On the internet, you can tune into our website and click on our studio camera link there, and you can see what's going on here in the studio. Good morning to you, Sandy Alexander. Our co-host and executive producer of the Community Profile is here, Sandy.
Good morning, Milton.
Tell us, if you would, please, about our special guest today.
Well, we're pleased to have Doug Fortenberry with us today. And if that name sounds familiar with you, he's done a lot of cooking around for people, for fundraisers. He's been done the last chicken supper that the hospice had. He helped there, the Teddy Bear Beach Run, countless others that he has gone and cooked for, and it's time to kind of help Doug out. So that's what we're attempting to do. So welcome to the show, Doug.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, very, very good to have you with us. Let me get that microphone just a little bit closer to you there. All right. There we go. And, tell us about first of all, let's start with the Fortenberry tradition, the tradition of doing the barbecues and all the food, and how that all gets started,
Well,
Doug.
my dad started about probably 50 years ago with a recipe, and him and a friend of his.
Now the microphone's working.
Oh, well, the recipe started about 50 years ago, and a friend of his, Jack Newton, and him, Ed Fortenberry, they started cooking and helping people out, and they did big cooks for all different types of fundraisers and people. And his son, Jack's son Joel, and myself, we sort of just carry on the tradition and just continue the same recipe and try to help people out when we can.
It's awfully good barbecue. You got a lot of loyal fans of your secret. We won't even go there what the recipe is, because that's a secret.
That's
man.
right.
Now, if we told the secret recipe on the radio, we would have a
Hey.
we'd have a breaking news story here.
Even Colonel Sanders didn't tell.
That's right.
So we can't be telling nothing.
It's a highly guarded secret.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've heard a lot of people that have been to a lot of events, and your name comes up. So it goes without saying, you know how to cook.
Well, it's just something that my dad passed on to us, and we just continue the same thing, same recipe. It's a dry mix with a thin base that you baste on, and we use the same recipe on the chicken as we do the ribs, and it's done us real well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all, now this fundraiser, tell the folks that you use quite a few cookers, and what you're trying to do is raise funds to build a more user-friendly cooker, I guess you'd say, something that where you don't have to borrow quite as many cookers. You said sometimes you borrow quite a few for certain size events.
Right. The last hospice event we did, we borrowed 23 trailer cookers.
Wow.
And it's just hard you have to go and get them and take them back, and you learn to cook on them each time. You have to. So what we're after is something of our own, that we can. Mm-hmm. That we'll know how to cook on each time.
So this is something you're going to build. You're going to construct it. It's going to be sort of, just right for your style of operation there.
Yeah, a lot of us, a lot of the guys that help me, I have a huge crew, and there's no way I could do it without all of them. There's over 20 of us that work, and they donate their time. We usually do most of all our fundraisers on Friday, so all the guys that help have to take off from work, and it's just amazing. There's no way I could cook 1,500 chicken halves up by myself, so it takes a lot of people. And some of them are welders, and we'll design and build our own cooker.
Okay. And I say one cooker, but one apparatus, it will take the place of how many of these cookers you have to borrow.
Well, hopefully it still won't take the place of all of them, but it should. We're trying to maybe do a 20-foot by 4 10-foot cookers on a 20-foot trailer. So that's kind of what we're after.
Okay. So
that's a mamma jamma cooker
there. That's something else. That's a big outfit there. So when you do something like that, how much barbecue we talking about, you pound wise? How much
Well,
would
it's
you be doing at a time?
The best way. We usually do chicken for fundraisers because chicken's a little bit more. It's not as expensive as ribs, but we do the whole 9 yards that way, and we do the whole plate. But this time, the cooking we're going to do this time, we're just going to do ribs, and you just get a slab of ribs. You don't no trimmings come with them, and it's just it's a spare rib. It's not a baby back, which is a small type rack. It's a nice rack of spare ribs. So hopefully.
All right.
And it's very reasonably priced, $25 per rack.
Yeah, they're expensive. Ribs are a little more expensive, but we've had so many people talk about over the years. They know the rib recipe and they enjoy the chicken, but people are constantly asking me when you want to do some ribs, when you're going to do some ribs. So we thought we'll change it up this time and just do ribs.
Okay.
And see.
So you're more. I'm learning as we go here. You're more of a barbecue chicken and ribs type deal. You don't do the chopped barbecue.
No.
Okay. I'm
just
all wrong.
that's kind of. It's kind of our specialty, and so that's what we stick with, just barbecue chicken and ribs. That's our.
I see.
We've done some in the past, but that's more of our specialty. So we.
Gotcha. Now, when is the fundraiser coming up again there, Sandy?
It's coming up Friday, June the 19th, at the American Red Cross, 1333 Fallston Road in Shelby, and you can call in and order your ribs. Let me give you that number, and I'll also give it again. 704-751-3593. And there's a deadline. You need to call and order your ribs in by Monday, June 15th. And you've got till 6 o'clock that night to pick them up on the 19th. And if you don't pick them up, they're going to be sold. So be sure. And remember
somebody
to go
will
pick
be there
up.
to buy them.
That's right.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
and they will get gone.
How are the pre-orders going here, Doug?
They're going real well. We have
good.
a meeting today at lunch. I'll know more about it today, but it's going real well. It's
Very
really it's on Facebook, and it's I have a lot of people helping with that. The hospice people, Pam Isaac at Hospice, and Carol and Kevin from Teddy Bear Beach Runs helping, and it just takes enormous amount of people to do the behind the scenes stuff like the mailings and the order forms and getting the flyers out for everybody to see, and it's just that's the hard thing. We have a crew that does the cooking. We have no problem with that. We've got it all taken care of, but it's hard a lot of times to get the advertising out. Constantly somebody says, well, when are you cooking next? Well, I just cooked last Saturday. Well, I didn't know anything about it. It's just hard to get it out.
And for anyone out there listening not familiar with you that much, if they're thinking, well, I just love to go to his place. Well, you don't have a place. You're not a restaurant.
No.
You have another day job that's
Right.
totally separate from anything to do with cooking ribs and chicken. You have a lawn care business, so you're not a restaurant anywhere out there. So the only way people can get you is to find you at these special fundraisers, and I guess you stay busy. Are you just somewhere just about all the time?
Well, we do stay busy. We do some, if we're asked, we'll do a wedding, cater a wedding or something like that. But we do the large fundraiser cooking's probably about 10 a year, somewhere around about 10, somewhere 10 to 15 a year.
And how far out have you traveled in the past to do?
Well,
these
it's
things?
mostly, we stay mostly
pretty
around
close?
Shelby, Shelby or Kaiser. Well, we are from Kaiser, and we do Bellwood and Bowling Springs. We've done a fundraiser over there, and so we stay pretty close.
Well, that's okay. Okay, good deal. All right, so
Now-
go ahead, Sandy.
I'm sorry. When will you start cooking these ribs? I'm anxious to know what hour do you start? Do you cook all night and up until the next day?
That's the good thing about chicken and ribs. It's not an all night thing like shoulders or butts. It takes us about 4 hours from when they go on to when they come off. So
Okay.
the chicken and the ribs are about the same.
Well, it says too that they can start picking up the ribs that they called an order at 4 p.m. on the evening of the 19th. So they'll be ready for them to come get
They'll
at
be
4
ready.
o'clock, and you've got to 6 to go pick them up. So be sure and get there and pick them up. And again, it's $25 per rack, and by order only while supplies last. So let me give you that number again. Get you a pencil. It's 704-751-3593, and there'll be someone to place an order with. And again, you can pick it up at the American Red Cross, 1333 Falston Road in Shelby. And let's see. Oh, I have to add this. I had to ask what I call a chef of the grill cooking. What would be a proper way? Chef of the grill cooking. I asked him about cooking corn in the husk on the grill. And I have learned it's best to cook it without the husk. And it doesn't take that long to cook it. Also, another thing you can try on the grill is bologna. A big, thick piece of bologna, not a little piece like you get out of a pack.
Right.
You got to go to the store and
Barbecue.
say, give me a hunk of bologna and put it on the grill. It is really, really good.
Okay.
So that's just a little side thing if you're ever out grilling and decide, I don't have any hamburger meat, but I got bologna. And we thought about liver mush. We might have to try liver mush, Doug.
Okay.
But for now, it's ribs we're
That's
talking
right.
about.
Talking ribs in this fundraiser again. Now, it's probably not going to take very long to raise the money you need. How long you think it'll take to build your new outfit and to get it up and operational there?
Well, it'll probably take a couple of months because everybody has the jobs, and we'll have to do it kind of on a part-time basis. But hopefully in a couple of months we'll have it up and going.
So it's going to be a project that you said some of your guys that help you out, they do welding, and it's something you can pretty much put together.
Right.
You guys.
We've got one now that's a 16-foot with 4 8-foot cookers on it, and we built it, and it does real well. So we're going to kind of pattern it after that, just a little bit bigger.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, when you pull up with those cookers, everybody's mouth starts watering. It won't be long now.
Yeah, they see me going down the road. A lot of people want to follow.
They just follow. They say, I'm going to find out where Doug's
that doesn't speak for itself.
Yeah.
But the food is really good, you could.
Just get you one of those bumper stickers. Follow me. It used to say, follow me to this or that. Follow me to the
Maybe
to
stick
the
a few
barbecue.
on there so the smell would come out, so the people behind you can smell.
Oh,
But, Doug, we wish you the very best and hope you raise every penny you need to do this. Because I was telling Doug in the other room, too, Milton, a lot of times when you give unselfishly to help people, like hospice and Teddy Bear Running and these other people that he helps, maybe somebody in need or churches and stuff, you do it in the right spirit, things are going to come back to you. And more business and everything. And there's no doubt in my mind that he will gather the money that he needs to build the cooker he needs. So we hope you do. Well, I just got a feeling you will.
I think we will. I think we'll do well. Hope so.
Not just one little hint at the secret recipe. Not even a blade of grass thick hint.
Can't tell.
Can't tell. Okay, I
will say I do know this. Seasonings.
Seasoning.
That's all I can say.
Lots of spice.
Lots of spice. Okay.
And they're not like your custom ribs where they're real have a lot of sauce all over them. It's nothing like that. It's a dry rub with a thin base, so they're not what I'd call slimy ribs like you get sometimes you buy. It's more of a dry rub type rib.
Thank you for making me hungry.
There you go. All right. Well, we do appreciate you, Doug, coming in, and good luck to you. And I know your loyal customers and fans out there, they're going to come through on this fundraiser to help you get the needed funds to build a better cooker, a bigger, better operational cooker to keep doing what you're doing, the good work for,
absolutely.
for
and
all
then
these people.
If maybe there's somebody out there that they don't really eat ribs or whatever, just donate and say, here, I know the good work you do for others. I'd like to donate this and to help you. I'm sure that would be appreciated as well.
We have a lot of. It's hard to believe we have a lot of vegetarians that eat our ribs.
Really?
Really. That's maybe the only piece of meat they'll eat all year when they'll.
Yeah.
they'll have a rib.
That's
so
interesting. So I mean,
that
that's
says
food.
something anyway.
That's
It
food.
does. That speaks.
Your
Well,
slogan
too.
could be, ribs so good it'll make a vegetarian.
Well, my
Mouth
favorite
water.
saying, makes your tongue slap your brain. It's good.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and
Well, thank you for having me.
Sandy, that date and place and time again, everybody.
It's on Friday, June the 19th, at the American Red Cross, 1333 Foston Road in Shelby. The rib pickup is from 4 to 6 p.m. The number again to order is 704-751-3593. And be sure, the deadline now for ordering your ribs is Monday, June 15th. And today's June 2nd. So you need to make your plans and go ahead and get that call in.
Okay. All right, then. That's great. Appreciate you coming in, Doug. Good luck to you again, as we said. And I know the folks who support your worthwhile cause, they'll come through for you and help you get the funds needed to build this new cooker so you can keep up the good work.
That's
All
right.
right. Sandy, what about tomorrow on the community profile?
Okay.
And then later this week, we have a special Friday profile.
We sure do. Tomorrow, Karen Ellis from the Department of Social Services in Shelby will be here with us. And she and I have played phone tag since I was sick. And luckily, she's coming tomorrow. And then on Friday, this has been in the works for months and months. But Mr. Bob Inman from WBTV, I should say he retired from WBTV. He worked there for 33 years. I know a lot of you remember him doing the news.
Absolutely.
And he visited us last year and wanted to come back. So we're having him back. And he wanted to come ask us if he could come on a Friday because he's speaking at the Shelby Rotary and later on in the day. So we was able to accommodate him. So he'll be here Friday morning. So we'll have a special community profile on Friday morning, and he'll be here with us talking about the Liberty Mountain at the Joy Theater. And so if you missed it last year, it was something to behold. The costumes, everything, it just took you back in time. And wonderful. He wrote it. So he has several books. He's a playwright. Several of his movies have been on the Hallmark Channel, and I just commend him. He retired at a point in his life and decided he wanted to write, and write he did. He's been on the New York best-selling list, and he is just as calm as cornflakes. I mean, he's just as nice as he can be. So we're looking forward to talking to Mr. Bob Inman on Friday.
And in the future, you've got a date now for our interview with country music artist out of Nashville.
We do. Tia Gilwins. Now, her name might be not familiar with you yet, but this young lady, I have listened to all 3 CDs she sent me. She is phenomenally good. And she is going to be with us in June
17th, I believe.
17th.
Yeah.
And I wish she could walk in this studio. She is absolutely a beautiful girl. She's a real sweet girl, real humble. And I talked to her a while on the phone, and I normally talk to her agent, but I did get to talk to her. And she's going to be calling in from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'll bring the CD, and we'll play some so you can hear that sweet voice.
Want to learn more about Tia Goins, you can be friends with her on Facebook and keep up with her career that way, and keep up with her family. She's married, and find out what all's going on with Tia Goins, and then listen for our interview later this month. We also have Daryl Harkey and Dan Barefoot and Doug Mays. We're going to try to get Doug.
Yeah, we got to try to get Mr. Doug
up here together to talk about some history. The Battle of Ramseur's Mill in Lincoln, that anniversary coming up June the 20th. And they've already had the reenactment back in May, when it's a little bit cooler and a little bit easier for the reenactors to get there than it is in June. But the actual anniversary of the Battle of Ramseur's Mill during the Revolutionary War, that anniversary is actually June 20th.
And on the 23rd of June, we're jumping ahead a little bit, Mr. Greg McIntyre from McIntyre Law Firm will be here. We've got several topics that he's going to speak about and be real informative for the listeners and for all of us as well.
Okay. All right, folks, that's it for today. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. That'll be tomorrow's interview, and then Friday again, a special Friday interview this week, Community Profile. We'll see you then.
Got you coming and going.
You guys get me going every morning on the way to work?
Every day on my way home.
Big O Country, WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
What's up, y'all? I'm Brian.
And I'm Tyler, and we're Florida Georgia Line.
We'll be Lon's co-host this week on Country Countdown USA.
Country Countdown with Lon Hill.